At some point, faith requires release. Not because the burden disappears, but because you are no longer carrying it alone. Have you ever noticed how much stuff we carry? Not physical stuff, the other stuff. Stuff like regret, disappointment, offense, grudges, fear. The conversation you can't stop replaying. The mistake you made 5 years ago. The thing somebody said that still bothers you. The prayer that hasn't been answered. We carry all of it. And after a while, it gets heavy. The problem is, most of us get so used to carrying it that we stop questioning whether we were ever supposed to carry it in the first place. Jesus said this in Matthew 11. Come to me, all who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Not more work, not another burden, rest. I think sometimes we hear that verse and assume Jesus is talking about people with dramatic problems. But what about ordinary burdens? Stress, worry, financial pressure, relationships, family concerns, uncertainty about the future. The things that quietly sit on our shoulders every day. Those things have weight too. And if we're not careful, we'll spend years carrying things God has been inviting us to surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean pretending everything is okay. It doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means acknowledging that some things are bigger than us and trusting God with what we can't control. That's hard, especially for people who like to solve problems, especially for people who feel responsible for everything, especially for people who believe if they just work a little harder, think a little longer, or worry a little more, somehow they'll figure it out. I've tried that, and it doesn't work. At some point, faith requires release. Not because the burden disappears, but because you are no longer carrying it alone. So here's my question this week. What are you carrying that God never asked you to carry? Maybe it's time to put it down. Maybe it's time to hand it over. Maybe it's time to trust Him with the outcome. Because peace often begins where control ends. I'm Trey Easter. This is Serve First Sunday. Have a blessed week.